So it's really interesting and fascinating about this technology. So as you mentioned, 84% of our clients are actually actively working with it and trying to figure out how it could be useful. But what's fascinating is that a technology that's supposed to be trustless and make trust a non-issue is actually failing to sort of hit the prime time because of some real issues around trust. And when we look at what are those issues, it's not really about the technology itself. It's about other things. For example, corporates are really concerned about regulatory uncertainty in this space. They're worried that there could be a backlash from regulators or that there could be new rules that will make it difficult to comply. They're also worried about who are the participants in these networks that they're establishing. Who do I need to play with? Who am I implementing blockchain networks with? So trying to figure out, what's the business problem that I'm trying to solve? Who do I need to help me solve that problem? These are sort of bigger issues, and this is where some of this trust is really sort of breaking down.
I guess part of it probably has to do just with the headlines that circulate about cryptocurrency, some of the ploys that you've seen where people throw blockchain or cryptocurrency into the name of their stock just to try and capitalize on these things. How do you break down all of this headline hype and all of this lottery ticket mentality and set that aside from what can really happen with blockchain?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's really, really helpful to distinguish, what is a cryptocurrency implementation of a blockchain like the Bitcoin example. And to your point, there's been a lot of negative news and reputational issues sort of around that. And then what we're talking about here, which is really distributed ledger technology. It's the idea that corporates will get together in a permissioned private network where what they're trying to do is really take cost out or build new marketplaces to exchange digital assets. So I think it is helpful to make those distinctions. We're talking about, heavily regulated industries in many cases like financial services. And again, we're talking about participants coming together. They're really trying to do two things. They're trying to build utility functions to remove some of the back office processing and other things and make that more efficient. And the technology is actually proven to be really good at doing that. And the second thing that they're doing, of course, is participating in this token economy. Now, these tokens, these digital assets, they're coming to the market and the infrastructure that's being built around them. Again, a lot of times we're talking about registered securities, compliant products that are being brought to the market. We're not talking about, cryptocurrencies necessarily.
I would imagine that it's probably tough in this job market to try and find people who know what they're talking about, employees you can hire into this arena. It's hard to find anybody with high-tech skills in some of these areas. But I also hear that colleges are doing a lot to try and teach this right now. What is the supply demand when it comes to employees who actually are proficient in this stuff and who can help you on your way?
Yeah, no, that's a great point. And we're actually actively also working with a lot of academic institutions. They're struggling also to keep up and keep the curriculum current. And I think that's right. I think corporates are really looking at what is the workforce impact of all of this emerging technology, not just blockchain, but really trying to think about how do I build a more agile organization? What sort of people do I need to employ that sort of embody this sort of, joining creative skills with technical skills and being able to think about business process and then think about how the technology can come in to support that. And because the technology is moving so quickly, it's difficult to keep up. And again, it is a different type of person that these corporates do need to hire.